everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I have an Odenseye unboxing to share with you. I picked up two palettes from their site. I picked up this one, which is the Norse remastered palette. And in this video, I'm going to just be showing you the palettes and we're going to swatch everything. I won't do any looks on them today. So this is the Norse palette. So we're going to start off with this one and I'm just going to swatch everything and show it to you. So I'm going to start with the top row first. So we've got a matte shade. Oh, that feels so creamy. And this is called Dazed. Now, I don't think it's going to show up much on my skin to you there, where you can just see it. It's very, very creamy matte colour. Then we've got Pink Chameleon. Wow. Honestly, look at that. So as you can see, it's very much like a topper shade. It's got gold and green and flecks of pink in it. You can just see it there. It's very, very subtle. I'll show you in the pan in a moment once I've just done that. And then we've got Realism. Oh my gosh, that feels like butter. Look at that, stunning, gorgeous brown. And in the pan here, let me just see. I think it's got flakes of some kind of glitter in it. Of course, I don't have my glasses on because it'll reflect on the ring light. I think it's got an undertone. Can you see that? Of maybe a bit of glitter in it running through it. It's very, very nice indeed. Let me just put the ring light up one notch to see if that helps. Do you see there? Just that wee tone. Okay, and then I want to show you this before I put my finger into it. This is what I meant by this one here, which was the colour just under the brown there. See, it's got that pinky. See that tint to it? Look at this one before I put my finger into it. This one is called Amber Palace. I'm super excited for this one just to see. Oh my days. It's very subtle. It is very subtle. Oh, that's stunning though. I would say that's very much a topper shade. Again, it's got little bits of like the silvery shimmer through the gold. So that would be lovely either on its own as just a light wash, or I don't even know, but it's beautiful. So that is the first row. Then we have got the shade Mist. This was the purpley shade that drew me. It's like a mulberry kind of grey purple shade almost. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I don't get excited about matte colours, like I really don't. They don't scream at me. But look at that. It is absolutely beautiful, this shade here. Then we've got Optimism. I have to say, so far in this one, they're all very much, oh, that's interesting shade. Okay. Looking at that and showing that to you guys, it just like looks like a straight up, like a silver, does it? That's interesting indeed. Oh, I'm suffering with the heat. Look at that. Now, that's this shade here, look. And to me, it looks, I don't know, like a greeny sort of gold, but it looks like straight up silvery, doesn't it? Then we have got Passion. Wow, which is like this red tone. If I was honest, this is probably a shade that would worry me to try on myself because I don't think I suit like red or pink tones, but that's it there. And then I don't have any wipes. We have got Green Chameleon. Oh, hello. Oh, that's definitely a Julie shade. See, I think I suit more of the olivey green tones these days. But look at that. That's beautiful. So that is the complete of the middle row. Then we've got Obsessed. And if this looks as good as it in the pan as it does on the eye. Oh, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous shade. Okay, it's not swatching as gorgeously as it looked on my finger. Please remember, folks, that swatches aren't usually an indication of what it's like on your eyes though. Because like, look, this swatch isn't doing great, but when I look at it on my hand, it is fantastic. And then we have got Pragmatism, which is like a matte, just a matte brown shade. Just a nice matte brown. Then we have got Colourful Black, which to me, what? Colourful Black? Does that look like black to you? Because that looks like a dark green to me. Seriously. Even in the pan there, are you joking? Does that look black? Someone tell me in the comments. Does this look black? Unless I am, okay, maybe, but I'm getting a hint of something else. Alright, okay, Odenseye, alright. And then the last one in that row, we have got Outsider, which is a deep teal colour, which is very, very nice. And of course, it's on the hairy part of my arm. Right, let me just use some hand sanitizer to try and get a wee bit of colour off of my hands. There. Okay, and the last row, which are all of these gorgeous colours here, we have got Hallucination. Oh, wow, look at that. That's something else. Look at that. Look at that. That's one swipe. One swipe, people. And I'm not giving you the middle finger. Okay, and then we've got Self, which feels again more like the toppery kind of shades. Ooh, interesting. Now, looking at it in here, it's more bluey toned, but it's like that duochrome, isn't it? Like, oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Yep. Then we've got Glamour, which is this orange tone. Whoa, that is bright. Look at that. Again, that's just one swatch of that. That bottom row is not messing about. And then we've got Charming, which is this gorgeous, almost like a periwinkle type of blue, maybe. But this one is very, very subtle when you're putting it on. That's 3 swatches of it, this one here. But wow. So this is the whole entire palette swatched on my hand. The only one I would have said that was a disappointing swatch was this one, which was the shade Obsessed. But other than that, they swatched absolutely beautiful. So that is the whole entire palette of Norse swatched for you. So I'm just going to give my paws a wee wipe and I'll be right back to you in a moment. Who are we kidding? I haven't, see, that's what happens on Julie's channel. Everything falls out the cupboards. She has to go into the cupboard, which means she goes off screen like this and comes back. Whereas everybody else would be editing it out so that it looks all smashing. But what you see with me is what you get. So I'm just going to take a bit of micellar water here and I'm going to wipe off all this goodness. And I bet I'll be covered in glitter. Oh, a little bit. My hand is like a glitter ball. I'll use my other hand to swatch the other palette. But we'll just use that just now. And I'll put the lid on because you know that we'll spill it all over the place. So moving on, we are going to now swatch the Jewels and Gem palette, which is the other accompanying palettes to the ones that they brought out new this year. So again, I'll just start from the top row and work my way down. So we're starting off with a matte shade called Ecstasy. And it is super smooth. Oh no, I've just made a mess and I've totally taken away the embellishment. So it's this kind of a, I don't know, it looks like a taupey. Oh, I am going to put it on this hand. It's just chain reaction because I'm right-handed. I don't know how much you'll see of this shade showing up in my skin. It is gorgeous though, look at that. Just like a, I don't know, like a mauve, light mauve tone. Then we have got the shade, oh, I'm so blind. Elatedness. If the ring light wouldn't reflect back my glasses. So this is a bit more of a crumbly shade. It's like a light glittery pinky toned one. So again, this is very much a topper shade. As you can see, it's very, very subtle. So that would be nice either on its own or put over a shadow, or if you were going for that no makeup look, you could even just put a bit of concealer or something or an eyeshadow base and then pop it on. The next matte is called Elation. So it's like a red toned, not brown, yeah, it's like a reddy brick tone, I suppose. Not the best at describing it all, but there you are. Then we have got Exhilaration, and this is quite a chunkier one. So it's purple, but it's got shifts of different colours. So let's see how it goes onto the skin. Again, this is coming up quite, oh, that's gorgeous. That's it there. See the different reflections when you move it about? There's like purple, but there's also like a blue. See that? Like blue undertone to it. There's different shifts. And then the last one in this row is called Heaven. And I think this might be purple tone, like browny purple toned. But again, it looks kind of grey there, doesn't it? Let's just swatch that again. And that's it there. So it's very, very nice. So if you're not, it's still got colour in this palette, but it seems to be more on the subtle side if that's more what you're into. Moving on to the next row, we have got High, which feels like more of a chunkier glitter again. The more kind of chunkier feeling ones seem to be more this kind of formula. So again, I think it's going to be quite sheer. This one to me looks like it's got reflex of sort of yellowy gold. That's it there, see? But again, if I tilt my hand, you're seeing like an orangey reflect to it. Pure on gold and then like an orangey undertone. Then we have got, oh my goodness, the eyeballs, people. What's that say? Intoxication. Intoxication. So this is another nice dark one. Oh, this feels like a very dry formula. Now, looking into the camera, it's like a dark sort of slaty grey colour. Possibly navy. I don't know. But then it looks kind of charcoaly purple there. Make of it what you will. And then we have this gorgeous shimmery one called Paradise. I'm having to put it up like this because the writing is so small. Oh, wow. Okay, so this one's Paradise. Again, as you can see, it's got that shift to it. Please excuse my other phone. I use this one if I'm doing anything because it doesn't, oh, look at that. See, as I said again, see the difference. It's just crazy how these independent brands manage to make these shadows. And then we have got Rapture, which is another matte shade. Oh, and this is like a peacock kind of blue. That's it there. Fingers are all a mess. And then the last shimmer one we have got is called Rhapsody. Look at that. Very nice. Again, this has got different undertones to it as well. That's Rhapsody here. So again, see, you've got that flip of colour. But then when you look at it on my finger, to me it looks completely different, you see? This is it here, right beside. So it's just madness. And then for the last row, we have got Seventh Heaven, which is like a nice swampy green. That's it there. Sorry, the swatches aren't like super neat. Then we have got, does that say Swoon? Yep, Swoon. Again, another one that's got the different reflective. Oh wow, look at that one. Again, look. But see, in front of me here, like if I hold it down here, I'm seeing completely different colours to what it's even showing me there. It's mad, absolutely mad. Then we have got Transition, which is again like another sort of tealy toned shade. Then we have got, oh my goodness, what does that say? Gorgeousness. Oh, I need my bed today. So again, leaning sort of greeny, would you say there yourselves? That is it here. So that's on my finger, and that's it there. Lovely. And then the very last one, which is called Sozzle, is your deepest brown. And that is it here. So I would very much say for this palette, the shimmers are, looking at all of them, I would say the most pigment are in these two and this one here. But overall, I would say they're predominantly more like a taupery kind of shimmer compared to the other palette, which I will get out in a minute to show you. So if Odenseye is a brand that you're thinking of trying, one, I do highly recommend it because it is so lovely. And as I say, if you're like myself and you're in the UK and you're thinking, I don't want added customs charges because it's coming from Sweden, I contacted them before I decided to buy, and I was reassured that there wouldn't be customs charges because what they do is they ship via China, so you don't get any customs charges. But what I was going to say to you is the two newest palettes, as I say, that they brought out this year in the collection were this ones. So the one I've just swatched for you, which is Jewels and Gem, and then you've got their Stone and Rock. If you're trying to decide on a palette, this is the Stone and Rock one, and there's more of the greeny, grungy tones in this palette, but you can also do a more neutral look with, you know, this sort of shade here and this one, and even this green is nice and subtle as well. Sorry, was I even in shot? But I would say there's a bit more pigment in some of the shimmers in here. Some of them are of that quality where it is just that taupery kind of shades that people say. So if that's more of your vibe, then you might want to check out that one. And then the one that we have just swatched, which is your Jewels and Gems, is obviously going to be a lot more subtle, because even though when you're overall looking at it, you're seeing the pops of colour, I would have said that this purple here and these two, even though they're taupery shades, had the most pigment. Again, always remember that swatches that you do on your hand, some people have seen swatch them like down their face, it's going to be completely different to how it applies on your eyes. So again, you know, take it lightly. You know, don't look and think, oh, those swatches are absolutely awful, because I've had palettes, for example, Rude Cosmetics, and it was the opposite actually. The swatches were absolutely fantastic. Wasn't so good in the eyes, well, not for staying. So, you know, don't use that as gospel sort of thing. And then again, as I say, we have the Norse palette, And if you're wanting a little bit more colour in your life, you saw how absolutely stunning these shades were. Not good English, were. But then you have a more subtle that you could do. This shade wasn't as intense as you think. And then you've got more subtle shades that you can add in. Again, if you're also somebody that is a bit worried to use colour, but you see these shades, you swatch them and you think, oh my god, they're stunning, but it's going to be too much for me all over, you can use them as a liner. Definitely use them as a liner or a pop of colour. You know, there's many different ways that you can incorporate colour, but it doesn't have to be like a one and done all over colour if that's not what you're comfortable with. And guaranteed I will do a look with it. What I did with the other two Odenseye palettes that I have is I did two separate looks, and I tried to do like a more colourful one and a more subtle one. So I'll try and definitely do that, but you will be seeing two looks with the palettes each, and possibly even more, but initially in a couple of weeks time after you see these, I will get those looks up for you. So if you enjoyed my video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, click the bell to be notified of when I next upload, and I will see you next time. Bye.